International Historical World Championship title match in 2025 International History Olympiads Middle School Division. And give a hand to our team. And on my right, live stream left, we have Team US East. Let's just do a very quick buzzer check. Players, if you don't mind, just moving any objects away from the sight line buzzer, that'll just ease issue there. Okay, so right, let's start us off, and then let's go clockwise until we reach Miller. Says, okay, all looks good. Again, make sure it's your buzzer. In about 20 minutes, we will have a world champion. Okay, good luck, teams. You have two paper score sheets and two visual score sheets, and we will score check at standard intervals. Good luck, teams. Off we go. Toss of one. This man declared Gabriel Dumont his military commander during his final rebellion. This leader's execution of Thomas Scott created lasting tensions between French and English Canada. This man, no, but the Metis people, it is correct, 10 starts off. Number two, during the 30 Years' War, one of these events in Bamberg was among the largest in Germany, occurring alongside similar occurrences in Fulda and Würzburg. Giles Corey died from torture during one of these events, which featured Trottler's trials. That's correct. 10. Also, number three. This thinker drew from Christian Science to argue for the healthy-mindedness in his varieties of religious experience. Tender-minded rationalists and tough-minded empiricists are analyzed in a book by this thinker that extended a 19th century philosophical tradition established by Charles Sanders Peirce. For 10 points, name this American thinker who wrote Pragmatism. Smith. No, it's not Smith there. Johnson. This is William James. Possible four. This scientist who worked on the ENIAC project invented the merge sort and introduced stochastic computing. With Stanislaw Ulam, this scientist outlined the concept of the cellular automaton, which was designed for the first computers. The namesake of a type of computer architecture, 10 points. What Hungarian-American scientist was known as the father of game theory? This is John von Neumann. Number five. Separatists along this ethnic group were once known as Haraka al-Yaqin, or the Faith Movement. The existence of this ethnic group is denied by a military government led by Min Aung Hlaing. Is correct. 4-10. On to 6. In this election year, both major candidates, home states of Indiana and New York, narrowly flipped Republican. This election year made Levi Morton vice president, though the losing candidate's wife predicted a comeback. This election year, 1892. No, essentially is the period in which the winning candidate, Benjamin Harrison, lost the popular vote. For 10 points, in this election year that marked a temporary setback for Grover Cleveland. 1880. That is correct. Okay, on to number 7. During this event, Sergei Trubetskoy failed to appear as dictator. This uprising began during an interregnum caused by Constantine's secret renunciation of the throne when troops refused to swear. Yes, that's true. Please silence the plastic bag. Please give that to your father. Thank you. Toss of 8. This artist was paid a small sum for his portrait of Pope Paul III and was paid 100 scudi by a king who commissioned his equestrian portrait of Charles V. This artist depicted a hunter and bathing nymphs in his painting Diana and Actaeon. Historians have studied the two maids in the back of a painting by this artist in which a doll sits next to a reclining nude. For 10 points, in this painter of Venus of Urbino. This is Titian. Oh, sure. Also 9. This figure is avenged by a son of Rindr who refuses to wash his hands or comb his hair until he is successful. Skadi is forced to marry Njord after she mistakes his feet for those of this god. Baldur's correct, 10. And last, the quarter. Amala Switzer was a queen regnant for a kingdom founded by these people, and her death was used as a reason for an invasion by Justinian. The kingdom created by these people lost the battle of Pagani to Narses during the Byzantine invasion of the Italian peninsula. It is correct for 10. And that's 70-0. U.S. East off for strong start. Check. Short check. Okay.
70-0 is what I've got.
Yep. Okay, so. All right, second quarter. Just one. Good luck. During the high period of this dynasty, an emperor who waged 10 great campaigns rebuffed George Macartney's efforts to secure trading ports for Britain. Lin Zixu, a statesman of this dynasty, appealed to Queen Victoria before she was pregnant on board. All right, your bonus, Washington. Following their defeat in the First Opium War, the Qing ceded this island to Great Britain, which was returned to the People's Republic alongside Kowloon and the new territories in 1997. Is the group 10. Possible for 2. Frederick Douglass supported the central premise of this event by denouncing the maiming and repudiation of the repudiation of one half the moral and intellectual this meeting, the Wesleyan Chapel Declaration of Sentiments was drafted. Lucretia Mott spoke at this meeting, which was that's good. There's one of the convention's attendees was this newspaper editor of The Lily and namesake of a women's garment. Remember? Yes, and your humor is correct for 10. Toss 3. Not 3 groups of beings persuaded this figure not to commit suicide. This figure retrieves a piece of golden wool from a briar patch. Jason. No? According to Apuleius, the golden ass, accidentally spilling hot oil on her husband. This figure is forced to undergo several trials by Venus. Her 10 points in this figure from Roman mythology, the life of Cupid. Thomas, the call. This is Psyche. Puzzle 4. This man was known as a prolific striker and top scorer of the 1994-1995 UEFA Championships League, and this man played for Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain and AC Milan in the 1990s. This man remains the only kin to have ever won the Ballon d'Or, and this man lost a 2005 election. Where is correct? George Weah released a song against this virus, which devastated Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone in a 2014 outbreak. Ebola is correct. Okay, after through the quarter, I have 90 for U.S. East and 40 for Washington. Okay, possible 5. In two different film versions of this drama, Henry Fonda and Jack Lemmon each played the same character. The central conflict of this play revolves around whether a young man truly murdered his father. And the characters in this play are unnamed, strict identifying them only by number. Written by Reginald Rose for 10 points, what influential play takes place during jury's deliberation? That is correct. And on your bonus. In 1940, Henry Fonda was nominated for the Best Actor Oscar for playing Tom Joad in the film adaptation of his 1939 novel about the Dust Bowl.
Scott Grapes of Wrath.
It's correct. Oh, so Washington flying away back. Possible 6. This country's city of Schaffhausen was accidentally bombed by American forces in 1944. Operation Tannenbaum was is correct. Sweden, despite also being surrounded by the Axis powers, maintained neutrality in World War II under the rule of a king of this name. Answer, Carl. It is Gustav. Fossil 7. 1970. This country attacked a ship led by William L. McGonagall in the USS Liberty. Israeli Arab conflicts. Refers to carry out Israel fought Egypt, Syria, and Jordan during this conflict in which it occupied the Golan Heights, the West Bank of Gaza Strip, after Jordan, and Egypt closed the Suez Canal until 1975. Yep, that's correct. Which I need. Consequential does determine control of the third quarter. Here's cost 8. The first Arab dynasty in this modern day country were the Idrisids, under whom the Mazar is currently ceasing. The bonus is alongside Arabic, Amazigh is an official language of Morocco and spoken by this indigenous ethnic. Yes. 110 to 9 means US East. For that?
Yep. 10 to 90.
Alright, so US East first in which categories are Yemen, Scotland, and Barbados. Yemen, Scotland, and Barbados. Yemen will be your timeline. All that's beyond is that phrase concerning the history of Yemen, meaning the ... And 60 seconds back on the clock as we deal with the history of Yemen. The what concerning the history of Yemen, named the caffeinated beans produced for centuries. Yes. The good that was produced during the Zoraid dynasty and uses fragrances and essential oils to create pleasant smells.
Francis.
No. Sea separating Africa from the Arabian Peninsula. Yes. The capital city of Yemen. Yes. The port city besieged by the Portuguese in 1513, which shares its name with a body of water separating Yemen from Somalia.
It was. No.
Correct in time. Ethiopian Empire that accomplished it. Yes. The biblical person who traveled from Yemen to visit Solomon and named a Southern Arabian kingdom. Yes, and the Shia salt branch practiced by half of Yemen's population, including the Houthis. Say it again. Say, no. I called no. Okay. All right. So that's. Alright, so 2 bounce backs over the waters and say concerning the history of Yemen, the good that was produced during the Zoraid dynasty and used fragrances and essential oils to create pleasant smells. Perfume is correct. And the Shia sub-branch practiced by half of Yemen's population, including the Houthis. That is correct. Okay, then that's for then on the bounce. Or target for yes, bringing them to
110.
110. Okay, and now my favorite. Over to Washington. What categories are either Scotland or Barbados? Scotland. Okay, Scotland will be your category. Already begin with that phrase concerning the history of Scotland. Well, 60 on the clock. Concerning the history of Scotland. Name the UK country that fought with Scotland and recruited soldiers from London. Yes, the Scottish instrument in the Highlands consisting of enclosed units. The capital of Scotland, which dates back to Edward times. Yes, the name of the first Stuart king was the 6th of the king of Scotland. Yes, the Guardian of Scotland was executed by Edward I, as depicted in the movie Braveheart.
Wallace.
Yes, the general name for the ethnic group that lived in Scotland prior to the Roman conquest and were considered muted.
Scottish Gaelic.
Cough.
Pass.
Okay. The town located near a major 1297 battle that was won by Andrew Moray on the Namesake Bridge.
Sterling?
Yes, and the King of Scotland from 1124 to 1153 remained a revolution during which monasteries and burghs were founded. That's fine. Okay, so I got 5.
6.
Okay, so 16. Well, if you got them all.
You're on the last question right now.
So, no, I put time. Yeah. So it ends as soon as the music goes off. That's just a sentence. Okay, so 60,000. That doesn't matter. It's okay. It's over here, and it's concerning the history of Scotland. Being the general name of the ethnic group that lived in Scotland prior to the Roman Empire, picked is correct. The King of Scotland from 1124 to 1153. Now, this is David. Alright, so 10 that's over here, we've got a nail biter, folks. So that brings them to 180, and over here,
7. Yeah.
alright, 180, 170. Right.
Oh, you guys double check that I have it a little bit off of them.
What's that? We all
We also have 181.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Brad, questions? Return the world title. Make sure it's your know. Good luck, off we go. Awesome. Artifacts from this site included the oldest known tools made of a bismuth bronze alloy. This site contained a stone called the hitching post of the sun. Despite Augustine, say it again? No, despite Augustine Lizarra's name being found written at the site, Hiram Bingham claimed credit. That is 20. Okay, that's 190, 180. He was sent down to Washington, Fossil 2. This structure's Ivan the Great bell tower was completed in 15. No, was completed in 1508, becoming the tallest structure in the city and serving as a watchtower for the surrounding principality. Originally built as a wooden fortification by Prince Yuri, is good for 20. Lead down 10, flat over to do as east. 20, 200 to 190. Fossil 3. This work was followed by a book titled Collapse: How Societies Choose to Fail or Succeed. This book defined 6 factors. Yes, for 30. Yeah.
Yes, I don't.
Are you 230? Off of 4. This man started a research project called Backrub while a PhD student at Stanford University, and he later co-authored a paper titled The Anatomy of a Large-Scale Hypertextual Web Search Engine. Eric Schmidt replaced this man as the CEO of a certain company.
Google.
No. And this man, who named a certain ranking algorithm to sort websites, is currently the world's 6th richest for 10 points. Yes, this is for
For 10 inches right there.
okay, it's like 230, 200 halfway through. Okay, this program. Okay, I'm over. Here's fossil 5. One person with this surname created the first self-acting ram pump for a paper mill at Wagon. A cartoon depicting an inventor with this surname shows him blowing bubbles and boasting that his invention could conquer Gibraltar. Inventors with this surname famously participated in a 1782 demonstration at Amonet. Times at Amonet, a vehicle constructed using half of a cloth. For 10 points, give the last name shared by the French brothers, credited with inventing the first hot air balloon. Yes, that's correct. After 10. 230 to 10 with 3 to play. Okay, we toss 6. This man was elected his country's president in 1989 by the tricameral parliament, and as deputy president to his successor, he remained the leader of the National Party. After succeeding P.W. Botha, a 1994 clerk is good for 20. Okay, 250 to 10, the lead is 40 with 2 to play, check. Okay, 7. This organization employed psychological censoring tactics, disrupt and discredit dissidents. This organization operated from Mollenstrasse and maintained stuff. Is good for 20. And last passing. altar of victory commemorated the result of this battle, though it was removed from the curia by Constantius II. For this battle, Quintus Delius defected to the victorious side, and this battle featured the participation of Gaius Sosius and Marcus Agrippa. As a result of this battle, when man founded the city of Nicopolis on the Ambracian Gulf for 10 points, it was the battle of 41 BCE between the forces of Mark Antony and Octavius. Well, congratulations. 220. All right, congratulations, Team USC.